court has been called in session to pass judgment on a special new car from Pontiac. All rise for the judge.
It's often said the GTO was the first muscle car ever in 1964 with the 389. Good looking car, lots of performance, but by 1968 the GTO was getting a little bit stale, and that's when DeLorean came up with the idea of the Judge. Flip Wilson on Laugh-In had this saying all the time, "Here come the Judge." It was a skit that went viral back in the day, or as viral as it could go back in the day.
I know to you I may look old. Hope this statement ain't too bold, but here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge.
Well, the good marketing guys that the Pontiac boys were, they decided to take advantage of it. And they came up with the slogan, "The Judge can be bought." And that's exactly what this car was all about. Cool marketing. Performance-wise, it was great. It had a Ram Air 3 or a Ram Air 4, 366 horsepower, almost 450 foot-pounds of torque. The Ram Air 4, just a weapon of a motor. Even though it was only rated at 370 horsepower, it was a lot quicker car. But what the Judge was all about was cool marketing in that era where bigger is better, you know, wild graphics, great ideas just to sell cars. Well, the Judge, it had the rear mirror hood, which was really cool. It had the rear spoiler, it had the blackout grille, it had the Rally IIs without the trim rings, and then of course it had the famous Judge and the stripe along the side, and the thing was an instant hit. It was a really cool car that had great performance that just revitalized it for a little bit. Now, regular hardtops, they sold over 6,000, but convertibles, they only sold 108 cars in 1969, and I think it was one of the coolest cars they ever built. I love the Hideaway lights. The Enduro bumpers are pretty small in 69. It's a fairly small full-frame car with lots of performance. You know, you had buckets console, you had a really cool looking interior, you had everything that we want today in a collector car. Low numbers, super desirable, fast, great looking car. What else do you want? Well, what you really want is a triple black Judge convertible. Super rare in triple black, great looking car, great restoration. So the Pontiac boys figured if it worked in 69, it'll work again in 1970. And it did, just to a lesser extent. Basically the same drivetrain, same concept, same everything. Now they were only able to sell just over 3,600 hardtops and 168 convertibles, a few more than they sold in 69. Again, great looking car in black roof with the tan interior, 4-speed. This car is super rare with air conditioning. Now you could get a lot of creature comforts in these cars. You could get power windows, you could get a tilt column, you could get a lot of really cool options for a performance car that you wouldn't get in, say, a Hemi Cuda convertible or a lot of the other performance cars of the era. You couldn't get all those creature comforts. It was a perfect package of luxury, performance, great looks, and really a super cool car. Well, like I always say, the pinnacle of muscle cars is on 1 year of either side of 1970. 69 to 71, that's the pinnacle. Well, it went downhill in 71. They went to the 455. The Judge package was ultimately eliminated, and the rest is history. Everybody went in 72 to lower compression. You know, the insurance companies had really taken over the industry. The end of the era is right here, 69 and 70. That was the pinnacle of the GTO. It was the pinnacle of the Judge. It was an era that won't come around again. Gary's gonna take the 70 Judge for a drive, but they both drive very much alike. I think he's really gonna enjoy it. They're both 366 horsepower Ram Air 3s. They're both 4-speed cars. They're both obviously full frame cars. This one has a few more options, so it's a little bit heavier car, but I think he's gonna really enjoy it. It's a cruising, fun performance car.
Good looking pair of cars together. So my dad said, okay, pick one, I don't care which one. and go drive it. I've never driven a Judge convertible before, so this is gonna be my first time. I think I'm gonna go with the 70, just a slightly more striking look, but yeah, it's really a coin toss. All right. Right away, all your attention is drawn to the hood tack. I see why so many guys love the hood tack. And you know, driving this now for first, second gear, like you're looking out the windshield and your eyes just catch the hood tack. It's a really cool option. Pleasantly surprised with how well this car drives, how smooth it is. I mean, the guy who ordered this thing knew it was 25 options he got on the car. He checked almost every box. Of course, right away, the power steering is very nice. You've got the power brakes, car stops super well. And then going through the gears, obviously, very nice to have a 4-speed car. Feels like a proper muscle car with the M20 transmission. And your hands wrapped around that classic little Pontiac wheel. And what's so nice about these Pontiacs, about these Judges, you know, how rare they are. Unlike, say, a Chevy, you go back, you get the PHS documentation. That's all the factory documentation. That's bulletproof. You know, this car, you can document exactly how many were built. You know exactly how rare this car is. And again, unlike, say, an LS6 Chevelle convertible, they don't really even know exactly how many cars were built. This car, you know the exact numbers. Quality of the restoration, absolutely gorgeous. You know, and then what makes this car so special? One, obviously it's a Judge convertible. Two, it's a black car. Three, it's absolutely loaded. It's got air conditioning, 25 other options, making it one of 14 that came like this with a 4-speed and the air conditioning. One of 3 70 convertibles in the Starlight Black. Super, super rare car. Car sounds tough. All right, let's get on it here a little bit. Oh yeah. Shifter at 4,500 RPM, right around 5,000 RPM. Oh yeah, it's got some legs. And incredibly smooth on these, you know, less than ideal country roads. Oh, what a treat. Absolutely no complaints in this thing. You put yourself back in the time period. You've got, you know, you can buy a Cuda convertible, you can buy the Shelby convertible, you can buy the Camaro convertible, you can buy the Chevelle convertible. And only this and the Chevelle were a full frame car, making it a much nicer drive than the other cars of the time. But man, for such a nice driver, it's got a lot of horsepower. You know, the Ram Air 400, 366 horsepower. You think you're going quick, and then we got a lot more gas pedal before it goes to the floor. Holy cow. Now this car as it sits, 1970 Judge Convertible, 4-speed black car, fully optioned out. It ticks every single box. Well, that was good. Legitimately my first time driving one of these GTO Judge convertibles. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it checks every box. If you want a muscle car, if you want a convertible, you know, great looking car, black car, 4-speed car, all kinds of power, all kinds of comfort, every option you could want, and a car with a whole ton of value that's got potential future upside. Yeah, I'm a fan.
So as far as values go, we kind of know what this car is worth because it sold a couple of years ago to the guy we bought it from for well over $400,000. What made this car so special, what makes it so special, it's one of 14 4-speed air cars, but it's one of 3 in the Starlight Black. Super rare, and color isn't everything, but it sure makes a huge difference on some of the muscle cars from the 60s and 70s. Same with this car. You know, one of just around 70 4-speed cars in a Judge convertible, but triple black, it's believed there's only 3 in the world. Again, really special car. So this one we know is worth over $400,000. This is very similar in value. Both are killer restorations. I mean, over-the-top restorations, beautiful cars, great option, tons of paperwork. It's the cars that tick off all the boxes and all the collectors are looking for.